Hi guys, we really hope that you've enjoyed all of our Fringe coverage so far. Today we're going to be having a little chat with some of the members of the lovely Trainspotting cast, who I kind of bribed with free tea to get us to talk to.
Where's my cup of tea? I didn't get a cup of tea.
Callum's had a lot to do.
Sorry,
do you want to start?
Yes, I do.
He doesn't take milk.
Rude.
He's
It's bad for your throat.
This is Callum, who plays Mother Superior, and we have Gav, who plays Renton. Do you guys want to just tell everyone a little bit about the performance?
Yeah, well, so In-Your-Face Theatre started Trainspotting in 2013 in Out of the Blue Drill Hall, which is down on Leith Street, and then we moved to the Fringe in 2014 to Hill Street. After that we then took it down to London, and that's where we were in co-production with King's Head Theatre, who then continued the journey with us. And this is our third Fringe now, so yeah, it's an immersive performance, so it means the audience are dragged into the performance with us, shall we say. Yeah, exactly. It's very intense, and it's definitely not for the faint-hearted.
Do you
See, we hug people.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we're covered in sweat because we do a 15-minute rave before the show.
That was my thing.
And we're just...
Oh, the whole thing? That was your favourite part?
No, I loved the rave. I loved the whole thing, obviously, it's very emotional. I think I laughed and I cried in the same... So I came out, it was quite like emotionally draining.
There's,
Probably more.
Physically and emotionally, especially when the nights where we do three shows a night.
Absolutely.
Total 15 shows every 6 days this festival, for a total of I think 51. Tonight will be our 51st, our last show, which is exciting.
And we've actually literally just celebrated our 300th show as well, which is very exciting.
And you've been sold out, haven't you?
Yeah, this whole Fringe actually has been fantastic. And we do have a...
It's outrageous. Who does that? Sells out 2 festivals in a row.
We do have a special guest in tonight, so we've got Irvin Welsh himself coming in to see our performance. With 5 mystery guests.
They're totally calm about it, they're really casual.
Yeah.
So I didn't realise when you were like, oh, come see the show, that there was quite so much nudity involved. So your mum can see the show?
Yes. She even came to London to see it.
Oh.
Yeah, because she's a sweetheart.
My mum's seen it about 8 times now or something like that.
Mum still can't look at me when I'm injecting heroin.
Oh really? I've never noticed that.
Because you sat right there, it's cruel. Right next to where I'm shooting.
I said she could have a chair.
How do you think Trainspotting fits in with the whole festival? Because one of the criticisms of the festival is that there's a lot of gentrification of Edinburgh, and obviously Trainspotting was written 20 years ago. How do you feel about that?
There are certainly still areas in Edinburgh that are, dilapidated, still like 1980. So yeah, it's still poignant today. Still relatable. It still goes on. Obviously, it's not as intense as it was. Obviously, it's 20 years ago. There's much better care for people.
Absolutely.
But,
I mean,
yeah,
we have had people talk to us after the shows who've, sadly had people they've known who've passed away from overdose, and that's ex-heroin users and stuff like that. So it does happen today. Like the drug scene, it's scary to think about, honestly. But
did you do any research? Because you've been with the show for 3 years. You've been since the beginning as well.
Yes.
I've not been since the beginning. I came in 2014,
So he's 8 shows behind me. 8 shows behind me.
Such a new
guy.
Did you do any research for the role?
Yes, we had a guy in Legal Exchange who came to speak to us just about the sort of lifestyle and how to properly prepare heroin and cook up and shoot up and stuff. That was intense, I guess you could say. I ended up putting a needle in my arm just for a poster image, just with a saline.
A real needle?
Yeah. But it was when he was burning the sugar, I'll never forget it. He was burning some brown sugar, and it was like, okay, so this is what it smells like. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't deal with this. I went completely sheet white, and I had to take a seat and back. I was like, no, I'm fine. You continue. I'll see myself alright. Like, but like, oh yeah, that was intense. And he was just telling us what people will do, the lengths they will go to get their hip fixed. And I spoke to some ex-addicts as well, and were telling me stories, and I was like, okay, that's what they would do. So it's that need, like stories of people being locked away, and in fact, all their clothes confiscated so they can't leave the house, and they will tie their bed sheets together, creep down the window, break into a shed, grab a pair of overalls, and just run down to the dealers with fix.
How do you cope with, because this is very dark and heavy, how are you coping with stuff to show? Like, how do you cheer yourself up?
I went to see a musical yesterday, and I am not a musical goer whatsoever, and I loved it. It cheered me up because I was probably one show away from becoming just a full-blown axe murderer.
What show was it?
95.
Oh right, oh.
Shout out to the 95 guys.
I didn't see it, but apparently it was very good.
How many times during the show, if this isn't too much of a spoiler, do you throw fake poo at audience members?
Oh, well,
I lost count.
I think every bodily fluid is in this show. Yeah, there was sperm in the show at one point, but that was too much.
No way.
Yeah, Begbie rubbed sperm and dirt in my face in an actual scene in the actual play, which we cut, surprisingly. That was one time actually, because we had backstage on our prop table, we had the bag of speed and
Not real speed.
the sperm capsule, and I got them mixed up one day, and Greg, who plays Tommy, snorted sperm.
What was the
sperm?
What was it?
It was just moisturiser.
Oh right.
But exfoliating.
Was that not, how did you not just end up with like gunk in his nose? How did,
It's very funny.
Sharing
Yeah, we use sugar now for the speed. We used to use crushed up multivitamins.
Aye, but
Because
Greg actually overdosed.
I learned
one night.
I learned that Wolf of Wall Street used it, so I was like, if it's good enough for Scorsese, it's good enough for Trainspotting. So yeah, basically we didn't know that you could get a high off multivitamins.
Yeah. I mean, he was,
Funniest interview I've ever seen.
he was backstage and he was like
this.
I can't see my hand, like.
He's covered in sweat, big massive vein on his forehead. I'm sitting there like that. Oh my God, what is happening to his face? So funny.
When you learn.
Yeah.
So now on sugar. Excellent.
Yeah. The poo, however, is
a secret.
It just never reveals its secrets. But yeah, it's obviously not real poo. But it is.
Ruin the illusion.
What?
Yeah, go sick.
Well,
Just killing dreams left, right,
Yeah,
and centre.
but like, yeah, there's like, you know, the famous scene where you wake up in the bed, one too many the night before, and the bed's just messed up. And then obviously there's the infamous toilet scene, the worst toilet in Scotland. My favourite part.
That's my favourite part.
Especially when we sit people next to the toilet. That's why I love the Edinburgh Festival, because some people come to the show and I don't like them necessarily. You know, just throwing shade left, right and centre. You know, the people from back home, people from my past and stuff.
And they're usually wearing white as well.
Yeah, so that's like right next to the toilet. Get them right next to the toilet and I will cover them. Cover them. Hey Greg! Greg, please tell me.
Hi. Wait,
Come and say
do you
hi.
want to join the interview?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you want to tell them how excited you are?
Also the artistic director of Untitled
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, there you go.
It's kind of a big deal.
I feel a bit intimidated now.
I'm excited about what? Doing the show or just being here in general?
Being at this interview, no. Obviously. No, to be meeting up in Welsh for the second time.
I've met him a couple of times, but this is the second time you've seen all of this. This is the second time, behave yourself. It's the second time you've seen the show. So, I don't know, I'm just really excited because he wasn't sure if he could make it, so the fact he's made it on the last night is pretty.
How did that happen? Did he just like text you?
He emailed me, yeah.
He
Can I say anything right? He's such a big But he emailed me, he was like, can I have 3 tickets? Like, yeah, of course. He's like, can I have 5 tickets? Like, yeah, of course. And he emailed me last night at 1 o'clock in the morning. Any chance of 7 tickets, bud? I was like, oh, we'll put a whole show on for you if you want us to. It doesn't matter.
You have such banter, don't you?
Got a bit of repertoire.
Do you know who else is coming?
Not a clue. Someone who walking up with 7 tickets to the last 6 years. I don't know. I think it's a really important play. I think it's not just a cult hit. It's actually a very important piece of literature, and it's still relevant today. So I think it's something you have to handle with respect, because the context is so personal and dark to some people, and you could easily make a really cheap, cheesy train spot, and that people come, well, that was fun, but you don't handle it with respect, and it's pointless, because the people actually go through what we're doing on stage. So, and we're just actors doing it, but people actually go through it.
It's heavy
So
stuff.
it's important.
We can say that.
Leaving it all.
But you get a bunch of like 7 young actors, and
He's 25.
Ancient.
He's old, man.
Are you going to retire?
It's just a
We
number.
might
You
have
have to find a
to.
new one.
We went to New Zealand last year for 3 months.
And I had to take old yeller out, Casper.
Please don't edit that. That's absolutely shocking. Please Snapchat. Oh, sorry.
I know it's okay. I'm not enjoying
Oh,
it.
you're sure.
Thanks. I got that.
Okay. So, how are you going to welcome? My last question.
Yes.
How are you going to welcome at the time? Are you going for drinks with them? Are you going to be casual?
Well, I'm going to run a meet-up like 50 minutes before the show in costume. Like, there's your tickets. See you after the show. That's it.
I have also brought a
How are
bottle
you
of
going to
champagne.
entertain him?
We've Trainspotting. We're not cooking a meal for him.
Someone who's awesome.
Candlelight dinner.
So we'll just sacrifice some goat.
More wine.
I brought a bottle of champagne.
Seriously.
I brought a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, well,
It's an Andy Murray bottle of champagne.
Of course it is. That's
Yeah.
Gallagher.
Is he a big fan or?
Yes, he is. He tweets about him all the time.
Okay.
It's for only one Wimbledon.
This makes it very obvious you've been stalking his Twitter though.
You giving that to
Oh,
everyone?
mad. I know. Everyone else has been tweeting.
We're gonna drink
About
this.
us.
My one job.
You should open it in the bow.
No, but remember the story he told us about that? The flamboyant Brazilian guy on a post-race show.